Always a pleasure to have Brent Wallace from the show, the man behind Coming in Hot out in Ottawa. And Brent, you're going to be talking about playoff hockey this year. This Senators team has just continued to continue on. They've been a top 10 team since January 1st. And where I want to kind of start with is just what parts of their game have been the key drivers to them staying as consistent as they have the last couple months?
Well, goaltending, right, is always number one. That's the easy part to look at. They've got back-to-back shutouts. Even Anton Forsberg's allowed one goal in his last two starts. They've been really, really good defensively, and it all starts with their goaltending. And that's why they went out and got a Vezina Trophy winner, Linus Ullmark. And then their penalty kill has been excellent. There's been a lot of consternation, I think, in Ottawa about this diamond way they use the penalty kill. But lately, I think it's at 85% in the last 13 games or something. It's been really good. So them playing a better defensive game has led to them just being able to eke out wins, because they got caved in Florida, or against Florida the other night. I think it was the fourth biggest margin differential shot margin, and they still managed to get a victory. And so defensively is how this team has been able to win.
Brent, I wanted to get a little Brady Tkachuk update from you. He's last played, I guess it was March 30th. And I'm curious for you, are you sensing that this is load management, knowing that Ottawa's in a pretty comfortable spot in that wild card race, knowing that he has to be physically dominant and posing to be at his best? No. Or is there a legitimate concern at this point that they're running out of runway and he's not going to be 100% for the playoffs?
So good question. The 3 wins that they've gotten without him in the lineup has led to them not being panicked. And of course, they're a win away from securing a playoff spot, so they don't have to get him in the lineup. And so I still think while they're using the upper body injury that he sustained against the Penguins, Ryan Graves hit him. They got a collision at center ice. I still think it's the lower body hip injury that he sustained at the Four Nations that's actually the bigger issue. Now, is he 100%? Probably not. Will he be at playoff time? Probably not. But I will take Brady Tkachuk at 75, 80% any day for this lineup. They need him in the lineup, and he'll be ready to go one way or another. They'll have to take him out of that lineup kicking and screaming.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Brady Tkachuk playoff hockey for the first time. It's just going to be wonderful. We got a little taste of him in high stakes action in the Four Nations. It's going to be amazing. Hockey fan in me is so excited for that. I was curious, Brent, just for your take on Linus Ullmark. He had a bit of a weird week. We saw him obviously slamming his stick during practice in frustration. And then we have him addressing the media last night and talking about them not doing their job, implying truths or mistruths are being thrown out there. Do you think that, is he a little distracted, playing in a Canadian market for the first time? Is his head in the right place as we're only a couple of weeks away from the playoffs here?
So he's interesting. Like, if you put him in an hour-long interview, he's fantastic. And we've had him on the podcast. He's great. If you put him in a scrum setting, he's a different guy, and he rubs people the wrong way in scrums. And so the last night, the issue is, he said the media, right, wasn't doing their job and reporting the truth, as you just said. So I tried to find out, and from what I can tell, it's not local media, but I wish he would have explained who it was, because I think it goes back to the Brady Tkachuk stuff, started with Larry Brooks and the New York Rangers. And I think that that's a big part of what he was talking about. I just wish he would have been clarifying it. And the stick incident where he, for those who don't know, he at the end of practice, he just blew up his stick along the boards. I'm told he just wasn't happy with the way he practiced. So listen, we all know what goalies are like. He is a different duck without question. And I think it can get distracting. I'm hoping, like, the Senators are on the verge of their first playoff chase here, playoff spot in 8 years. And the night that you post a shutout, you decided you were going to go with the media's not telling the truth. I just would have waited till an off day, till whatever. I just didn't see the need for him to do it last night.
Looking at the standings, it's interesting that their 3-game winning streak coincides with a Florida Panthers 3-game losing streak. And for the last kind of week, it's been like, okay, we're getting a Battle of Ontario in round 1, but now all of a sudden that might not end up being the case. And listen, the Sens' first playoff appearance, like you said, in 8 years, I'm sure they don't care who they play, but is there one of them that you think they match up better with between Tampa and Toronto? Like, could the juice of the Battle of Ontario work in their favor as the underdog?
So it's a great question. We had David Prawn on the show this morning, and he talked about, hey, we're not done yet. Like, there's a chance we can catch Florida and possibly Tampa, although Tampa seems to be a little bit too far at the moment. I don't like Florida. I think Florida's way too big for Ottawa to handle at the moment. And I think obviously being defending cup champions, if they get everybody back healthy and ready to go, I think they're a tough out for Ottawa. I don't mind Tampa as much, although, God, when they've got those veterans and Vasilevsky in goal, it makes it, and John Cooper, which I think he is completely underrated as a coach. I don't like Tampa as much as I would if I'm an Ottawa Senator player. Give me the Leafs. Give me the carnage that may ensue and the pressure that's all on Toronto. Toronto has to win this series without question. And Ottawa's just going to come in and sit back and play the game. I think that would be just, aside from it being the Battle of Ontario, I just want to see what happens if Toronto gets down 3-1.
It's interesting too. I mean, you get to the playoffs and all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of people who are watching teams that maybe they haven't been watching throughout the year. And you talked a lot about Ullmark with the Ottawa Senators, but if someone is maybe in our chat right now, they haven't seen a lot of Ottawa Senators hockey and they're going to sit down on night one of the playoffs and watch this team. What's something about this Ottawa team that's going to maybe surprise more, call it casual hockey fans or casual league-wide fans?
So two things. If you watched Ottawa over the last 4 years and think that that's what they are now, you'd be sadly mistaken. They just play a completely structured game, and they don't worry about being down 1-0 or being in a scoreless game before they used to panic. So that's one thing. The other part is, if you haven't watched Tim Stützle play, he's worth the price of admission. Now, lately he hasn't put up the points, but he is one of the most dynamic players in the league. And I know I cover him on a daily basis, so I may be jaded, but the excitement level to watch him play is palpable. Like, the building loves watching Tim Stützle play. So those are the big things for me.
Brent, as always, appreciate your time and enjoy the playoff
I got one
editions
question.
of coming in. Oh,
Can I hijack the show for a second? Matt, I got a question. You didn't have Connor McDavid in your top 10 all time. And I'm curious if
Not
you
yet.
Really, eh?
I mean, all-time talents, absolutely, but get me a ring, Connor.
It's okay. Tyler, do you have a sec?
Oh, yeah.
You got 20
This is
guys.
fun, though. I
You
like
can't-
it, Brent. I like the curveball here.
You can't throw Stanley Cups on Hall of Fame players or any of that stuff because you can't just win by yourself. You can't win by yourself.
I agree. But to me, it's just relatively early in the career. And it's funny, I didn't actually, for the record, name an official top 10. I gave an official top 5. So
It's true.
it's possible
It's
if I sat down after the show and went through it, maybe McDavid isn't my top 10. He's obviously close. I think you can make a case he's the greatest hockey talent ever to walk the earth, independent of era. And I think he's the most dominant player other than Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux. Even the numbers back that up. So he probably is going to be top 10. He might actually be my top 10, but I can't put him in the top 5. I'm willing to say that definitively right now. Not yet.
That's fair. I'm just curious. I was like, because it's an interesting debate. He's only played 700 and some games of like, where is Connor McDavid at?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's right. And then
Anyway,
Bobby Orr only played 900 and something, right? So it's fair. Yeah, absolutely.
But Bobby Orr's a defenseman. Had 4 100-point seasons. What did he have as something ridiculous?
Multiple scoring
something
titles,
crazy like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave you guys alone. I apologize.
No, I love it. Wally, appreciate your time, man. Enjoy the playoffs.
See you guys. Thanks.
What's up, hockey fans? If you enjoyed that video, then you need to be hitting the subscribe button right here at Daily Faceoff. Exclusive interviews and analysis from our hockey insider Frank Saravalli, fantasy updates from Brock Sagan, and a daily live show at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the fantastic content, so hit that subscribe button.